Okay guys, we're going to look at adding fractions again with like denominators. You'll notice the denominator's the same in all these addition problems. And we're working out a Splashmath today instead of IXL. Okay, so let me show you a couple problems on level 7. And you'll find level 7 is a little bit easier than level 8. So you'll probably have no trouble with level 7. But I want to take a look right here at the problem. You've got 4, 6 plus 2, 6. Again, we know that those denominator stays the same, so the 6 is going to be the denominator in the answer, and all you have to do is add the numerator, the 4 plus the 2, and that is equal to 6. Now we know 6, 6 is also 1 whole. What you'll notice here is that they're having us simplify their answer. They don't have the answer 6, 6, so you have to simplify it, and the easiest way to say it is 1 whole. So we would grab this answer right here. All right, on to the next one. Pretty simple, just a number sentence. How many thirds plus 1/3 equals 2/3? Well, here's our common denominator, and what we're missing is just simply 1/3. And that's because the denominator stays the same, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Here it is with a picture, kind of like seeing the picture on this. They'll do, this is 1 whole, that white box is 1 whole, and they'll make 3/4, 1, 2, 3/4, that's the green fraction right there, and then 1/4 is blue, and when you put the green plus the blue, you can see it's equivalent to or the same as 1 whole. I think the pictures do a nice job on that one. Sometimes you have to color in the pictures, and so I showed you a before and an after on this one. So the first thing you have to do is pick a color. It doesn't matter. I picked orange to represent 1/3. So all I did was touch the orange color and selected 1 out of 3 pieces to be orange. And then I grabbed a new color, and this time I picked green and made 2/3. So you can see 2 out of 3 are green. And of course, 1/3 plus 2/3 is 3/3 or 1 whole. See, the whole thing is colored in. But I wanted to show you what they want you to do with coloring before and after. All right, here they did the coloring, and we've got to see, oh, I wanted to point this out. So, sorry, this is a little bit different than level 7. This is level 8. And they're going to have you, if you get an improper fraction for an answer, you're going to have to change that to a mixed number. So here they have your fraction 2/4 plus 3/4, and we know doing some addition yesterday in IXL that we would keep that denominator the same, and the numerator would be 5 because 2 plus 3 is 5, 5/4. You'll see they're not going to take 5/4 as an answer for these. They're going to want you to simplify that. So we're going to work on simplifying this improper. We're going to actually convert it to a mixed number. And if lots of ways to look at this. One way we talked about last week was decomposing it, breaking this apart into 4/4. We're taking out the 1 whole here, which is 1 whole. And then what's left to make 5/4 is 1/4. See how we're making a little addition sentence here? So if we want to break that improper down, we've got 4/4 plus 1/4. Now that 4/4 is really 1 whole, and we've still got 1/4 with it. So the mixed number that's equivalent to this improper fraction is 1 whole and 1/4. And I use decomposing to show that. Here's another one, a fraction line with a number. We did this on our first IXL yesterday. They start at 3/5, they add 3/5 more. Here's 1, 2, 3/5 more. Where does it land? Of course, it lands right here on our number line, but that is 1, 2, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. That's 6/5. And of course, if we add these, common denominator, 3 plus 3 is 6. Pretty simple, but they don't have that for an answer. See, they don't want it improper. They want us to convert that improper into a mixed, and there's lots of ways you can do that. This time I'm going to draw you a picture, because that was one of our strategies we did last week. I'm going to get a pizza. I'm going to cut it into 5 equal pieces, and I'm going to color in 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh, remember it's more than 1 whole, so I'm going to need another pizza Still cut it into fifths, because that's what my denominator tells me to do. And to get all 6 of them, I color in one more. So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces colored in, both pizzas cut into fifths. Slide these over so you can see that that is equal to, if I just look at my picture, 1 whole, that's this piece right here, and 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that 6/5 is equivalent to 1 1/5. And this time I used pictures, and I'm going to go ahead and circle the correct answer there. It's a strategy. Oh, I love this one. So you've got 6/8. What would you have to add to it to get 1 whole and 1/8? Well, I'm going to take this improper. There's lots of ways to solve this, but I'm going to take that 1 whole and 1/8, and I'm going to break that down. I'm going to show you what that looks like as an improper. So I'm taking this mixed number right here, and I'm going to turn it into an improper fraction. And I'm going to show you that that 1 whole is the same as 8/8. I know 8/8 is 1 whole, and I chose 8/8 because someone else might have picked 3/3 or 4/4 or 5/5. But because this denominator is 8, I want to use 8 in my denominator. So 8/8, and then if I add 1 more 8th, it's really the same as 9/8. So if this is equal to 9/8, then my problem is really 6/8 plus how many 8s equals 9/8. Well, I have my common denominator all the way through, and 6 plus what is going to make 9? And 6 plus 3 makes 9. So now I can see if I switch this mixed back into an improper, and this time I decomposed it. There's lots of strategies we worked on last week for that. I can figure out that missing piece must be 3. Same idea again here. We've got 4/6 plus how many 6 equals 1 and 3/6. Well, I'm going to try this a different way. I'm going to draw a picture of 1. And actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to use probably the easiest strategy. I'm going to use this multiply and add strategy. We talked about this last week, and we'll see if you can remember. To figure out how to switch this mix to improper, I take the whole number times 6, and 1 times 6 is 6, and then I add 3 more. And 6 plus 3 is 9, 6. So if I want to switch that mixed number into an improper fraction, I can use that multiply the whole number times the denominator plus the numerator, and I get 9, 6. Once I know this is 9, 6, all I need to know is 4/6 plus how many 6 equals 9, 6. Well, the denominator stays the same, and 4 plus 5 is 9. So what we're missing on this one is 5. Notice how I used one of our strategies from last week to switch that mixed number into an improper. All right, this one they're just giving us the problem, no pictures. Make it simple. The denominator is 8. Then the numerator is 10, because 3 plus 7 is 10. I've got that improper. And this time I'm going to think of it as a division problem. I'm going to do 10 divided by 8. This is another strategy. How many times does 8 go into 10? Well, it goes in there 1 whole time, because 8 divided by 8 is 1 whole. But there's some remainders, there's some leftovers. We did this back in our division unit. 8 is 2 away from 10, so 2 is my numerator, and the denominator stays the same as 8. So really, this is 1 whole and 2 8s. So using division as a strategy, I can take this improper and switch it to a mixed. So my answer is right there. All right, here's another picture again. They're showing us 2/4 in green, 3/4 in orange. If you simply add those together, The 4 is the denominator, the 5 is the numerator, but they're going to show you on the picture, and I really like this picture, that it's equal to 1 whole. See this 1 whole piece right here? And beyond that 1 whole, see that's equal to 1 whole. This piece is a remainder or leftover or more than 1 whole, and it's 1/4 more. So you can see our answer right here. 1 whole and 1/4. And we've got one last one to show you here. This one's kind of tricky, so I want to show you this one. 3/5 plus 4/5. Well, I know darn well if I add those up, that's 7/5. But notice they want it as, they're missing the whole number here and 2/5. They've got a mixed number started. We have to finish it. So we know the improper, and we're going to have to take that improper fraction and switch it into a mixed number. This time, I'm going to decompose it. I'm going to break that down. I know 5/5 is 1 whole, and I know to make 7/5, I'd need 2 more fifths. So really, this is 1 whole and 2/5. And so these are equivalent. 1 whole and 2/5. So what am I missing here? I am missing 1 whole. So that's the answer I should have. Sorry, that one's a little ugly. There we go. Okay, Splashmath level 7 is a little bit easier, but once they start becoming more than 1 whole, those improper, you have to do one more step and switch them into mixed. I do have some videos that I'll repost with this on our strategies for switching an improper to a mixed number that we shared last week. I'll repeat those for this week. Thanks, guys.